We always ask ourselves, are we alone? It's the big question. But maybe we've been asking the wrong one. What if the real question is, why is it so quiet? And what if that silence isn't an answer, but a warning?
For all our searching, for all the years we've spent listening, the universe has given us only one consistent response: silence. Not a single confirmed signal, not so much as a whisper.
But what if that quiet isn't a sign of emptiness? What if it's the sound of a universe holding its breath?
To really understand why this silence is so unsettling, you have to look at the fundamental contradiction at the heart of it all.
On one hand, you have the promise: billions of galaxies, countless planets that could support life, and an almost incomprehensible amount of time for civilizations to rise. It should be loud. But then there's the reality, and the reality is nothing. No signals, no evidence, just an unnerving, profound quiet. This is the Fermi Paradox.
And that leads to a question that reframes the entire problem. What if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the silence isn't a mystery to be solved, but a strategy that's been perfected?
This line of thinking has a name. It's called the dark forest hypothesis. And while it might have its roots in science fiction, its foundation is built on something very real: stark, cold logic.
In essence, the theory suggests the universe isn't empty. It's just very, very quiet. It's full of civilizations that are intentionally hiding, because the single most important rule for cosmic survival is to be silent. To be seen is to be targeted.
The central analogy is this: imagine the universe is a vast, dark forest at night. And in this forest, every civilization is an armed hunter. Each one moves in absolute silence, because any sound, any flicker of light, gives away their position to every other hunter out there. Because in a forest like that, you can't possibly know the intentions of the other hunters. So the only safe assumption you can make is that they are a threat. Now, it's important to understand, this isn't about good versus evil. It's about a chain of cold, rational logic that leads to a very, very terrifying conclusion.
Let's just walk through the logic. First, you can never be certain of another civilization's true intentions. Second, the vast distances of space mean that true communication, real trust, is basically impossible to build. And third, the stakes couldn't be higher: total extinction. Given those three facts, there's only one logical conclusion. The only rational move is silence. In this cosmic game, when survival is the only thing that truly matters, trust isn't just a risk, it's a luxury that no rational civilization can afford. And this is where the theory stops being an abstract thought experiment and becomes something much more immediate. Because while everyone else is being silent, we are shouting into the darkness. For decades, we've done the exact opposite of what the theory advises. We sent the Arecibo message. We launched the Voyager probes with their golden records. We have active projects with the sole purpose of messaging extraterrestrial intelligence. We are actively trying to be found.
We see these things as hopeful, a greeting, seeking new friends, an act of exploration. But through the cold lens of the dark forest, our hopeful greeting is just revealing our location. Our search for friends sounds like a noisy new threat, and our exploration looks like a potentially fatal mistake.
This all leads to the theory's most disturbing conclusion. You see, it isn't just about hiding, it's about what happens when someone isn't quiet enough.
The oldest civilizations, the ones who have survived the longest, they wouldn't be benevolent explorers. They'd be the most paranoid, the most cautious. And when they finally hear a new voice in the silence, they won't hear a potential friend. They'll hear a potential future threat.
And that survival logic leads to one final grim step. If you can't know their intentions, and their growth is a potential threat, the only rational, self-preserving action is to eliminate them, quietly, efficiently, before they even know you're there.
Of course, this is just a hypothesis. It's a thought experiment. It has not been proven. There could be 1,000 other, more hopeful reasons for the silence.
And yet, the reason this idea is so hard to shake is that it fits the one piece of data we actually have: the silence. It explains it in a way few other theories can. It suggests a universe that isn't empty, but one that is waiting, holding its breath.
And if it is true, if we really are just a child, lost in shouting in a vast, dark forest, then every single message we've sent out into the cosmos might be the biggest mistake we've ever made.